last chapter for this unit, short chapter. So, Vritrasura was dead. And the demigods are happy. And they're going home. But Indra, he killed Brahmana. And immediately gets sinful reactions. So he couldn't go home. What was the difference between killing Vritrasura and killing Vishwarup?
Vritrasura was exalted Vaishnava.
Huh?
Vritrasura was exalted Vaishnava. And Vishwarup was a Brahman.
Yeah, but the circumstances were different. The circumstances in killing. When he killed Vishwarup, it was a very
out of anger,
spontaneous thing. He did it impulsively. Yeah. But when he goes to kill Vritrasura, it was all premeditated. You know, it was a whole different situation.
he accepted that he is a devotee of the Lord. And being a demon, he is so fixed in devotional service to the Lord. His mind is always fixed. So Indra is admitting that he is actually a devotee of the Lord.
Yeah. And also, he didn't want to kill Vritrasura, but the demigods were encouraging him. And they were telling him that Indra was saying, well, before when I killed Vishwarup, I got sinful reactions, but I was able to divide them among other people. But I don't know if I can do that again, because I already gave sinful reactions to these people. I can't give them sinful reactions again. You did it one time, they took it one time, they'll not take it again. So the demigods tell him, we'll do the Ashwamedha Yagya.
Yeah.
Right? They say, we will do the Ashwamedha Yagya, and this will counteract the sinful reactions. So Indra thought, oh, he was thinking that's okay. But that's an offense, right? That's an offense. Commit sin on the strength of chanting. You cannot do things like that. You cannot think you can atone for something by doing killing a Brahmin is sinful. You cannot atone for it by doing a horse sacrifice and think you'll get away with it. So that Indra, because they were thinking like that, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do the horse sacrifice. And the people who were telling him, the demigods who were telling him to do the horse sacrifice, they also got reactions because they were telling him to do something sinful. You know, if you think you can do something sinful and then counteract it by doing something pious, that's not good. So Indra had a problem like that. So he tried to hide. And of course the sin personified, this old lady was coming after him. And she's got tuberculosis or something, breathing blood, and a horrible fishy smell coming from her. And she's coming after Indra. And Indra's running away, and she's following him. And then Indra ran away, and he went all the way up to Manasarova, and he hid in the stem of the lotus flower. And he hid there for 1,000 years. Yeah. you know,
Underwater.
had to suffer for a long time. He's hid there for 1,000 years in the stem of the lotus flower. And when Indra is not there, then at that time Nahusha became the king of the demigods, right? The king of heaven. And Nahusha got problems. He got affected by the power. Because he's in the position of Indra, he said to Indra's wife, he said, now I am Indra, so you should serve me. So Indra's wife asked Brihaspati what to do, and Brihaspati told her, he said, you should tell him that you first of all if you're carried on a palanquin by Brahmins, then you can serve me. So this Nahusha got some Brahmins like Agastya and other Brahmins to carry him. And when he was being carried by the palanquin, his foot touched Agastya. And Agastya got angry because his foot touched him. And so he cursed him. And Nahusha became a snake. So Nahusha this was all problems for the demigods, you see, all sinful reactions for what they're doing. Anyway, Indra was in the stem of the lotus flower. He couldn't get any food, he couldn't get any offerings because he was in the water in the stem of where this lotus was growing. And they were trying to bring food for him. Usually they would bring food for Varuna, but they couldn't bring because the followers of Lord Shiva were there. They were guarded and they wouldn't let people come. And so Indra was practically starving. He was in the stem of the lotus flower 1,000 years. And then finally he felt, because 1,000 years after 1,000 years of time, the simple reactions are not so great, and he came back, they brought him back. And then he did Ashwamedha Yajna. Yeah, then they did the Ashwamedha Yajna, and then he could go home. So, a lot of trouble, he got a lot of trouble. So what are the questions on this chapter?
Why was Indra unhappy? And what is the greatest offense one can commit to the holy name? Only 2 questions.
Only 2 questions. Why was Indra unhappy?
Yes.
So?
Verse 2 and 3.
Verse 2 and 3.
He knew he had killed a great Verse 3 purport says that it may be suggested that Indra was unhappy because he knew that he had killed a great devotee and Brahmana. Vritasura outwardly appeared to be a demon, but inwardly he was a great devotee and therefore a great Brahmana.
You killed a great devotee. Okay, yeah, good. So that's the reason.
Next.
What was the second question?
What is the greatest offense one can commit to the holy name? Text 8 to 10.
Text what?
8 to 10.
So that's committing sin on the strength of chanting.
Yes. What is the greatest offense one can commit to the holy name?
Intentionally commits sinful acts, acting himself free from the reactions for the chanting holy name. Such mentality is most abominable offense against the Lord Krishna, holy name.
The Lord's name certainly has the potency to neutralize all sinful activities, but if one repeatedly and intentionally commits sins while chanting the holy name, he is most condemned.
Yes, if he intentionally commits sins while chanting the holy name. In other words, he's thinking that my chanting of the holy name will counteract my sinful activities. So that's very bad to chant like that. So that kind of chanting, that is nam aparad.
Done.
All such offenses are considered extremely. The holy name is just all simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
The planned execution of sinful deeds on the strength of chanting of the holy name of the Lord or undergoing prayaschitta, atonement cannot give relief to anyone, even to Indra or Nahusha.
Prayaschitta.
Where is that?
The
Text 10
text
purport.
10 purport, the planned execution of sinful deeds on the strength of chanting of the holy name of the Lord or undergoing prayaschitta, atonement cannot give relief to anyone, even to Indra or Nahusha.
But did Indra do that? He was thinking he would chant Narayan.
What?
Did Indra do that? Was he thinking that he would chant the holy name to atone?
Well, he was planning to do a horse sacrifice, an Ashwamedha Yagya. That's the demigods were telling him, we will do the Ashwamedha Yagya and you will get relief from the offense. So that was his offense. That they were planning, they were thinking that we will counteract the sin of killing the Brahmana by doing the Ashwamedha Yagya.
Okay.
So that's sinful. Right? The sinful deed was to kill Vritrasura, and then he was planning to get relief. He was going to do the atonement by doing the Ashwamedha Yagya as a prayaschit. So that's offensive. And he had to do he had to take a lot of sinful reactions for a long time. He was killed by well, sinful reactions took shelter of Indra. When he was killed, the sinful reactions for killing a Brahmana certainly took shelter of Indra. Right? Prabhupada writes in the purport there, this text number 10. After killing Vritrasura, Indra could not surpass the Brahmahatya with sinful reactions for killing a Brahmana. Formerly, he had killed one Brahmana, Vishwarup, out of circumstantial anger. But this time, following the advice of the sages, he killed another Brahmana purposely. So he did it purposely, so the sinful reaction was greater than before, because he did it purposely. And he could not get free from the sinful reactions just by doing atonement. He had to accept the sinful reactions.
I have a question.
Huh?
Vritrasura was a great devotee of the Lord, so he's a Vaishnava. So killing a Vaishnava should fall under Vaishnava aparad, offense. But they are saying that it is only sin. Sin is different and Vaishnava aparad is different. Killing a Vaishnava is a Vaishnava aparad, isn't it?
You're saying sin is different from Vaishnava aparad?
Yes, sin is very less effort.
Yes, you can say like that, like Ajamila was sinful,
Yes.
but Daksha was an aparadi.
Yes.
So how come Indra is not being called an aparadi?
And why only sinful person?
Huh?
Why is Indra not being called as Vaishnava aparadi and just sinful?
Well, because Indra is regretful about his actions. He feels guilty, he feels very sorry that he did something. When he killed Vishwarup, he did it, without thinking about it. Afterwards, he felt very bad. But after he killed him, he felt very sorry that he'd done it. He was repentant, and he accepted the sinful reactions.
But they say there is no remedy for, like, you can't be freed from Vaishnava aparad at all.
Well, it's not exactly Vaishnava aparad, because he was fighting also as a matter of duty. He was, he's the king of the demigods, and he had to defend the demigods against the demons. The demons were attacking them. So he has to defend them. He has to fight. Right? Because it happened and Brihaspati had left them. And so when Brihaspati, then the demons knew, we can attack them now. And they came and fought. And that was when, and they went to Brahma, and Brahma said, you got defeated, you don't have a guru, you have to have a guru. So then they took Vishwarup, but then he saw Vishwarup is not so faithful, he's also worshipping the demons. So then he killed Vishwarup. But he did it in his anger, he did it because of he didn't want to lose the kingdom, he didn't want to lose his position. He didn't want the demons taking over the heavenly planets. So he killed Vishwarup. You could say it wasn't really Vaishnava aparad. Vaishnava aparad is where you criticize someone because of their birth or because of their past activities. Indra is not criticizing anybody, but he's just fighting to defend the demigods. So it's not aparad. But the sinful reaction was killing the Brahmana. A Brahmana shouldn't be fighting anyway. What's the Brahmana doing fighting? He's a Brahmana. They're not supposed to be on the battlefield. Drona was fighting as well. In Mahabharata, you've got that whole thing as well. Krishna cheated. They lied. They tricked. They told him Ashwatthama's dead. And then they could kill Drona. They had to cheat. So aparad is where you criticize someone because of something they've done, maybe in the past, or something maybe because of their birth, or because of some, what else? Because of their maybe they had some bad habit, or maybe they do something that because they had the habit to do something, and sometimes they do something, and they by mistake they do it again, and you may criticize them that, oh, look at that, you know, and someone does something and they feel bad about it. So that is Vaishnava aparad. If you criticize someone on that kind of basis. But here, there's no criticism. It's a fight. You know, the demigods and the demons, they fight. That's been the way, it's been for a long time. Even in the time of Ramanuja, Ramanuja was in Trichy, Sri Rangam, all the Vaishnavas, and the Shivites would come and attack them. The Shivites would come and they'd fight, many of them would die. In the battle, fight each other. The Shivites and Prabhupada said, this is the way it's been for a very, very long time, even millions of years ago. The demigods and the demons are fighting. So you can't say it's Vaishnava Parad. And Nahusha, he did something, he was sinful. He was given the position of king of heaven in place of Indra when Indra was away, because he had to wait for the sinful reactions to be over. So Nahusha was in charge of heaven. And then he took advantage, he wanted to enjoy Indra's wife. And he got problem, he became a snake. Although before he was actually a powerful person. He was given the position of Indra. But he didn't do well in that position, it went to his head. And he got affected by sinful reactions and had to become a snake. And so when Indra got free from his sinful reactions, then only he could go, and then they did the horse sacrifice. But Prabhupada writes, you can't think you're going to get free of the sinful reactions just by doing prayaschit. You can't think you can chant the holy name and get free from sinful reactions. No. There has to be, of course, Indra was repentant, he was very sorry, but he had to suffer. He had to take the reactions. And for 1,000 years he was hiding in the... Of course, you can say, well, demigods, they live a long time. Okay, are there any other questions on this chapter?
No.
Have you written all your essays?
Yes.
There's no essay.
No essay? You're supposed to write an essay, isn't it?
There's no essay.
There are 10 essays for the module to Maharaj. 10 have been completed.
Oh, you've already completed. Okay. So tomorrow you have to do an exam on all this.
Yes.
Right? And then Monday we'll come back.
Yes.
We'll go on with the next unit. The last unit of the Bhakti Vaibhava.
Yeah.
Haribol. Indra was ultimately relieved of all the reactions of his sinful deeds by strictly worshipping Lord Vishnu. Okay, it's a very short chapter. I think we covered everything. There's no more questions? Anybody wants? No questions? So we'll meet you on Monday. They're having class tomorrow for the Bhakti Shastri, and they're finishing on Thursday. Is there some festival next week?
Nityananda Trayodashi.
What day? Friday, isn't it?
31st.
Huh?
31st. I don't know which date. Can you check? Which day is 31st?
Next Sunday. Probably it's 23, yeah.
Saturday.
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 Nityananda Trayodashi Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Okay, so alright.
And Varaha Dwadashi on 30.
Huh?
Varaha Dwadashi on 30.
When is the Ekadasi then?
29. Thursday 29.
Thursday. Thursday is the Ekadasi. Fasting is on the Ekadasi?
Yes, brother. 29th fast.
29. Thursday.
Yes.
Feast.
Okay, so we're finished. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.